Field 7, Naomi Rodney. Single girl turns track side down the real far. Winner's presentation.
Baby girl, you stay here.
The undisputed Kentucky Fair champion, single girl. Randy here will be right around the driver. The EC standing back by their class and complete control. Approaching a 16 of 22. Back-to-back Kentucky Fair finals for single girl, easily a career best today, 150 and
A new mark for her by 2 seconds or something like that. 150 and 2/5. I mean, what can you all say about her performance today?
She just flows. She just does it so easy, and she knows we're here for her. And when she hears us, she always lifts her ears up when she goes by.
That's right.
She knows what this is about.
It just seems like each race she's gotten more and more impressive. The race today versus even last week. Missy, what would you say about?
Well, it's certainly she's learned her job, and of course she gets along beautifully with her driver trainer, who knows her so well and knows what to do. That's, I think, a great deal of it is the cohesion that they have, and we're just proud to be a part of it. It's a great ride.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I want to talk to cousin Susanne here, who's that partner.
Yes.
and just what's the whole ride like been with this filly?
It's just so exciting. We feel so fortunate to have Jan and Randy, the trainer driver, and it's just really, it's been a ride. It's highs and lows, but this season has just been so wonderful.
And good partners are as important as a good marriage.
What's easier to find, a good marriage or a good partner?
I think a good marriage.
We just had our anniversary, and we've been married 47 years. And we couldn't have done this without the grooms that back on the back stretch, taking care of these horses. They keep me updated on the single girl every day. They'll text me and tell me, oh, she's feeling good today. She's playing in the stall. So
Maybe it's common in harness racing, but to me it's sort of an unusual relationship, Missy and Susanne, that you are the owners of the horse and the co-breeders, but Jan, you're the leasee, so for intents and purposes for racing, you're the owner. So,
Yeah.
But y'all, it's like the three of you own her. I mean, it just seems like your relationship is such. Just talk about that relationship you all have.
yeah, I was jumped at the chance when Missy offered her for a lease, because I do own her half-sister, and I did buy her from Missy and Frank during the Tattersall sale, and she did win the sire stakes. So I had full confidence that the half-sister had it in her too. So it was not a problem. We didn't have a horse to race this year or last year, so Missy offered it and we jumped on it.
And Jan and her connections had taken such good care of the half-sister Oh My Belle through her racing career. She retired, at 8 years old?
Yes.
I mean, had a long career, and that was important to us. The longevity is as important as the, how high they go.
And Suzanne, are you partners on the thoroughbred mares and the warm bloods with Missy? Talk about what it is about standard bred racing, the uniqueness of it.
Well, and I'm a novice with standardbred. I know more about thoroughbred racing, so this has been a learning experience for me, and just pure joy in these beautiful animals and these just wonderful people that are involved. So I feel really blessed to be a part of it.
Going into this year, she had a really good 2-year-old year. I think you all were telling me last week that maybe she wasn't quite herself when they had the fair finals last year.
In the fall, right? She had a little issue, but she had a good winter off. Jan and her team could send her back to the farm where she was born and raised, and we basically let her recoup there on the farm. And then she goes back into training. And we have some guests today that actually have been in the standardbred business with us way back when. We all rubbed horses for Hunterton Farm back in the day when we were children. And so they came out to watch Single Girl race today. So the connections stay deep.
Yeah. And Missy, I got to bring up that I found this out after the fact last week, but that you were a former jockey.
I am. I am a former jockey, yes.
You rode with like Mary Jo Robke, she now is, and Melinda Spickert, who's now Melinda Vest and stuff.
And Patty Barton, and a lot of, and PJ Cooksey. They were all contemporary riders.
You talked about how you've got all three breeds, equine athletic pursuits on your farm. You talk about what's so special about harness racing.
What's special about harness racing, I think, is the durability of these horses. They just come out, go week after week after week, and give it their best. The ones that have lasted so long and make so much money, they are just true warriors of the breed, and you have to admire that. And also, we were talking earlier about what happens when they're retired and how popular they're getting as rehomed horses for trail riding and things like that, because their bubble tends to be in the middle, as opposed to some other breeds that just get a little hard to handle out in the deep woods, with a rider on their back. So they're popular. They last a long time. They're strong and sensible, and we like them.
Jan, what about you? I mean, I don't know how much experience you have in other breeds. Do you have?
I manage a Morgan horse farm.
World class, by the way.
Top in the state, and I've been there for over 20 years. Before that, I worked for Castleton Farm with the standardbred for 17 years. So I love the standardbred breed.
What would you say if you were? Thank you. If you were telling somebody who didn't know anything about harness racing, what would you? Because it was described to me once by Dean Hoffman, in fact, that harness racing is, he says, it's like scotch or coffee. It's an acquired taste. The subtleties of the tactics in a race and stuff like that.
I like harness racing because they always say it's a working man's horse. The horse can go out and work in the field in the daytime, which they used to, and then go to the racetrack and race. And it holds true today. These horses go out and work 6 miles a day and then come in, and then on race day they race. And I just love the way they can do that and hold up under all of that.
Yeah. And so now you all are the fair champions, and as Gabe said, the undisputed. She is the undisputed queen of the fairs. Is that, what about being associated with the undisputed queen of the fairs, with Single Girl?
Well, she has the point system. She has 350 points, and no one could catch her. So we knew she was going to be the horse of the year because of the point system. Because she had won every race, you get 50 points if you win. So.
Yeah. It's always a privilege to be associated with a good horse. I mean, that's what they make us. We don't make them.
Yeah. Susanne?
I agree. We're so proud of her, and we're so pleased with the connections, and it's just an honor to be a part of Single Girl. Let Missy and I fold her out.
Yeah, like I said, standing up. She's standing up.
Yeah, I was wondering about that. You were saying that. So the mare's standing up, and she's like coming out, and you all are making sure she doesn't like fall on her head or anything.
I like catch her quick, pull.
So y'all are literally hands-on. All of you are hands-on.
That year we were very hands-on.
And Randy does such a good with the 2- and 3-year-olds. I mean, he starts them and he doesn't rush them. He knows the 2- and 3-year-olds that race here in Kentucky.
Yeah.
And he will not push them over the limit. And we like him for
and
that.
what about this day Randy's having, though? Was his
a
fourth.
day.
Not today.
Congratulations, Randy.
Yeah.
Randy is king of the fairs today.